Hi agents, in this video I'm going to talk you through my striker build, which I'm putting on screen now for you. As you can see, I run it as the 9k striker. I got 4,157 firearms there with nothing into electronics. Before we go into anything else, like with all of my build videos, I'm just going to talk through the set for you, just in case there's any new people out there wondering what it does. Strikers is actually one of the meta builds. If you're in the Division community on Facebook, I'm sure you see a lot of hate towards this build, Predators and Nomad, but they're in the game. I love this build. I've had a lot of fun with it. I'm going to do, I very rarely do this, I'm going to do a little video montage as well for this, so that will be linked in the description if you want to see my build in action. I have tried the 6k stamina out. I think that's worth saying before we carry forward. A lot of people like to run this 6k stamina. I just prefer 9k stamina. It must suit my playstyle. I don't know, but I have a lot more fun with this build on 9k stamina. And one more thing to mention before we go into this again is this isn't rolled for skirmish, so if I was to go into skirmish now, it'd be useless because my stamina is going to drop below 9k. I'd have to add about another 800 stamina onto that if I wanted to take this build into skirmish, which is easy enough. You just need to swap around a few mods or rolls, get it up by 800, and then when you go into skirmish, as long as it doesn't drop below the 9,000 stamina, it will be good to go. But yeah, let's go into the build as I said and see what it does. So on the right side here, I've run it full 6-piece classified, and for the set 2 bonus it gives you plus 20% stability. For the set piece bonus 3 you get plus 10% enemy armor damage, and then the set bonus 4 you get the talent Striker's Battle Gear, where every consecutive hit deals 1% more damage, stacks up to 100%, missing shots drops bonus by 2%, bonus is reduced by 1% every second, bonus can be paused by EMP and is lost when exiting combat. And for the 5 pieces, it will give me an extra 10% stability and 5% enemy armor damage. And for the final piece there, for the 6-piece talent, is Striker's Persistence. So every hit adds a self-healing bonus for 0.02% of max health per second. This bonus is increased by 0.05% for every 3,000 stamina and stacks up to 100 hits. Missing shots drops the bonus by 1 stack, and the bonus is reduced by 2 stacks every second. You also get the improved Striker's Battle Gear talent, which is every hit increases the bonus damage from Striker's Battle Gear by an additional 1%. Missing shots drops the bonus damage from Striker's Battle Gear by 1%, and the bonus is reduced by 2% every second. So that is their build. That's what it does. And just to put in short, basically, if I run this with like a showstopper and a house, which I'll show you in a bit. I use the showstopper to get my stacks up very quickly. I get it to 100 stacks, and when your stacks are higher, you're hitting a lot harder, and you're taking well, I say you're taking less damage. You're healing yourself. You're self-healing, so the damage that you're taking doesn't feel like it's hitting you as hard because you're constantly healing. And as long as you keep those stacks up, especially on the 9k stamina, you feel not invincible, but you feel very, very tanky. Like you can face tank enemies in PvE. You can even stand on your own in like 2-on-1 or 3-on-1 battle in PvP. It's hard, and like I've got a few more roles to help me out here, which I'll talk through in a moment. But yeah, that's the build. You basically hit harder as the stacks are up, and you're self-healing as your stacks are up. So you just got to keep those stacks high when you're in combat, and when you go out of combat, you do lose those stacks. So yeah, we're just going to go straight into the pieces then, how I have them roll to get those stats up top. We already said what they are. I've got 9,000 stamina, 4,157 firearms. I haven't done anything into electronics. So my Striker's vest here, I've got rolled to stamina, and I have all resistance, exotic damage resilience, and ammo capacity on it. I've recently put this vest on. I've got to do one more roll there. I'm going to be taking the all resistance out. I'm actually going to do that now. I should have done this before the video probably. I got given this vest a while ago because my other vest wasn't so good. So the all resistance I'm going to take out. I'm going to be putting some more health on it. I like having that 11% exotic damage resilience, because some people say nah, don't bother, but it does help against Predator's mark, and with how I'm rolling this build, that's going to help me quite a bit as well, even though it is only 11%. So just give myself a bit more health there. There we go. So back to the build. So yeah, I've got health rolled on it, exotic damage, resilience, and ammo capacity. And then on my mask there, it's rolled to stamina. I've got critical hit chance, and I've got burn resistance. And then on my knee pads, we've got it's rolled to stamina again. I've got health rolled onto it, shock resistance, burn resistance, and damage to elites. I am a PvE player, really. I do play PvE a lot, so I will use this build in PvE. So it's not tailored entirely for PvP, but I have had a lot of fun with this in PvP, as you'll see in the montage video that I put out. My backpack there is rolled to stamina. It has health on it and ammo capacity on it. My gloves is rolled to firearms. I've got crit hit damage, SMG damage, and health on kill. Now, ideally, I do want some new gloves. I do not want the health on kill on there. I want to swap that out for critical hit chance. But yeah, so not god roll gloves there. If you've to have them god rolled, you just want, well, for me anyway, I just want critical hit chance on that instead of health on kill. And then on my holster, I've got everything maxed there with critical hit chance rolled onto it as well. So this was fully optimized before I changed the vest. That was done a couple of weeks ago. I just never got around to doing that roll. I'll have to re-optimize that, and I want a new pair of gloves to get that god rolled as well. I want some gloves with firearms, crit hit damage, SMG damage, and critical hit chance on. But that's it, guys. If you just quickly look at the mods that I've got on, I've got 2 stamina mods on the vest, both with 1% critical hit chance. I've got another stamina mod on my mask with critical hit chance, and on my knee pads I have the stamina mod with crit hit chance, and I've got performance mod with support station range. I'll explain that in a second. On my backpack there, I've got a stamina mod with crit hit chance and 2 support station range performance mods, and then on my holster it's another support station range performance mod. And the reason for that performance mod there is how I run my skills. So I run it with pulse and I run it with a support station, and that's just for extra heal again. I know I'm very tanky as it is, but this is how I run the build. Like when I'm in the dark zone, players find it very, very hard to take me out. I am hitting them quite hard as well. I've had a lot of fun time in the dark zone with this build, and how I run the support station is it's for the team really. I'm going to drop it and destroy it to give us all a heal, but also when we come across predators, I've got that immune station to take the bleed off, because that bleed is real. Even with this build and all the health that I've got, I can certainly take on a predator or two, but I do need that extra reassurance of the immune station, which is why I've got it on. And the range with the performance mods, why I put them on there, is just means that the range is bigger for my team, so we kind of stay close together, but if one is drifted a little bit, hopefully with that extra range I'll still hit him when I drop it and destroy it, to get rid of the bleed or to give him a bit of heal. So that's the reasoning for that. And the pulse is just there to get that extra crit hit chance and crit hit damage that I want in PvP, so I'm always hitting that pulse when I go into battle, and I'll hit it again if I can during battle. I run like recovery link, tac link, or survivor link, whatever it is that the tactic is at the time. I got it on recovery at the minute. And the talents that I run on this build, I currently got adrenaline on it. Now I'm going to take this off because a guy quite rudely told me on one of my other videos that it does do absolutely nothing against predators marked. Now, I knew the medkit didn't work for the 7 seconds of immunity. However, I believe that when you do hit a medkit and it takes off the bleed, for some reason, I don't know why, it's just one of those things I always thought. I thought that's what stopped the bleed because I had that on there. So I thought that having adrenaline on still played a part in that bleed stopping when you hit medkit, which I was told it doesn't. That would happen anyway with a medkit, so happy days. So you don't need adrenaline on. So I'm running critical save, so using medkit during low health to increase damage resistance by 20%. I highly advise that. My play style, I always hit it when I'm really low health. That extra 20% damage resistance has really gotten me out of sticky situations. I'm always team, so I'm running combat medic with it. So when I'm using the medkit and their allies, I'm healing them as well as myself. It's very important for team play. I have on the move, so if I kill a hostile while I'm moving, I'm reducing my incoming damage by 15% for 10 seconds. I've trained myself while playing this game for the last year to always kill and move, so I'm always moving when I'm killing. If I can, even in cover, you can move and kill. I'm doing it all the time, so I'm forever taking advantage of that talent, so that's why I have that on. That's dependent on your play style. If you're more for standing still and not moving and you're not getting kills while moving, it won't be for you. But yeah, that's like the 4th talent with me taking off adrenaline. I've got to get my thinking cap on now. I'd say something like Probably 1 is none. Headshot or hostile to have 50% chance of not consuming the bullet. You're going to be reloading less, hopefully. So, and you're always aiming for headshot. So 1 is none is what I'm going to go for now. You could maybe also have strike back, reach low health to reduce active skill cooldowns. So if you're in low health and you're quite close to getting your support station back, you get that back to put it down, give yourself a bit of heal. That could be good. There's also precision, headshot or hostile to pulse them for 10 seconds. I'm already running pulse, so I don't see the need in that. So yeah, I'm going to go with my 4th talent as 1 is not. So yeah, that's my build, guys, and that's how I roll it and the abilities I run with it. The guns I use, I mentioned earlier, I'm running the house and the showstopper. I'm using the showstopper mainly for stacking. That gets you to 100 stack very, very quickly. I sometimes carry on using it because it hits hard as well, especially when you're fully stacked. But once I'm fully stacked, I'll then switch to my house, and in PvP you shred. Even with 9,000 stamina, you do shred, and obviously 6,000 you shred more. But what I'm trying to say is at 9,000 stamina, don't think you're not going to be hitting hard, because on 100 stack you are really going to be hitting hard. And with my playstyle, what I found was with 6,000, my survivability wasn't good enough. At 9,000, my survivability is more than good enough, and I even run the talents with more survivability. So on my house and on my showstopper, I run predatory, so every time I'm killing a target, I'm regenerating 35% health over 20 seconds. That, on top of everything else I've got, it makes me near to invincible sometimes. And I've got deadly, so my critical hit damage is increased by 15%. And on my showstopper, I'm also running it with accurate, so my accuracy is increased by 25%, just to get the accuracy up a bit more. And I'm getting those stacks up very, very quickly. I've got 100 stack before I've rinsed the clip, and yeah, it's for me a very good way of running this build with those 2 guns. You might have your own opinions or ways. I'm sure they work for you as well, which is great. What I've got on my house in terms of weapon mods, I obviously want to get as much critical hit chance as I can, and damage. So I've gone for a pro red dot sight. It's got crit hit damage, optimal range and headshot damage. My extended mag's got crit hit chance and crit hit damage on it. My small grip's got crit hit damage, stability and reload speed, and my loud vent break's got the crit hit damage, headshot damage and crit hit chance. On my showstopper, I've gone with the rugged mini reflex there, which has got crit hit chance, optimal range and crit hit damage, and a small laser pointer with accuracy again, optimal range and reload speed. So I've got a lot of accuracy on this showstopper, and it really does help get those stacks up very, very quickly. And if you want to just quickly look at my crit hit chance and that for my primary, we'll scroll down and show you now. I'm on 39% crit hit chance. That could be higher, I know. I've probably sacrificed a bit of crit hit chance on this build for the extra survivability and health. Crit hit damage is at 114%, and I got 61% headshot damage there. I've not focused on skill at all. I got that 16% damage to elites there and 15% enemy armor damage. That helps me in PvE. Obviously doesn't make any difference in PvP unless I'm running around landmarks in a DZ. No skill power, no skill haste whatsoever. Skills are not a thing that I need with this build. It's nice to have that support station heal though. It's like an extra med kit, and it's obviously good to have the pulse for the increased crit hit chance and crit hit damage. Let me know what you think of this build, guys. A lot of people have been asking me for my builds. I'm finally getting them back out there now. Loads, well, I say loads more to come. I think I've got 3 or 4 more to do for you guys. I'll be getting them up on my channel very soon. If you have liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me very much. And if you want to see more content from myself, please subscribe to the channel, and you can turn on notifications as well by clicking on the bell icon, just so you don't miss any video that I put live. So yeah, do that for me if you enjoyed it, guys. Thank you for watching, and until the next video, peace out.